We have the roll call, please.
Mayor McNulty Ryan.
Present.
Executive Assistant Alex.
Present.
Trustee Files.
Present.
Trustee Jones.
Present.
Trustee McGivern.
Present.
Trustee Lyota.
Present.
Trustee Carwheel.
Present.
Attorney Legnard.
Present.
Very good. Was there anybody on for public forum? No public forum? Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our May 20th meeting. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any corrections? If not, could I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is an appointment, and this is a little different than usual. I have to disclose that the appointment is my husband. So what we were doing, we checked with everybody. I'm going to leave the room, and Maggie's going to explain it, and Rick will run the meeting, and then somebody please come get me when it's done.
No problem. Okay, we have been looking for a short time now to replace Ted Knifka on the IDA. And when Sean and I switched positions, and Joe, please correct me if I'm wrong, when Sean and I switched positions, Sean became an interested member. And what that means is he's been employed by the IDA within the last 2 years, so there is interest in projects that come before the IDA. We cannot have a board with the majority of interested members. So we needed to go out and look for someone that really is an independent member, meaning they're not connected either as an elected official or connected to any one of our other boards, planning board, things of that nature. Ellen has put out even a request in the newsletter some time ago, looking for people that may be interested in volunteering or participating in some of these boards. We got very little response. We have done our due diligence and came to the recommendation of Mark Ryan. Mark is not affiliated, although he is Ellen's husband. He's not affiliated with any other boards. We did contact NICOM to make sure there was no conflict of interest, and they had given us guidance on how to proceed with this appointment tonight, having Ellen disclose her relationship to the appointee and then recusing herself from the conversation. So that is basically how we got to where we are now. There is a stipend with the IDA board member position. However, that stipend is a matter of business of the IDA, not the village board. Does anyone have any questions or anything else for further?
Mark's on the grievance?
He is, but that's in a town appointment and has
So
no
it's not in-
relationship
okay,
to this.
I want to be sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Joe, anything I forgot or should add?
Well, it's important that we have a third member so that we have two disinterested members. We have to have a majority of the board approve any contracts or any business arrangements that the IDA will undertake. And we have upcoming the North End project with Louisi that's going to require board approval to enter into a real estate contract and potentially IDA financing. So we need the full 3 members of the board, 2 of whom must be disinterested.
Any other questions?
Nobody else wants it, apparently.
We have other vacancies also in the village, so if anyone knows of anyone interested in serving on any of our boards or position, please let us know. No other questions? I'll ask Rick to ask for a motion.
All right, can I have a motion to appoint Mark Ryan as IDA member?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. And we'll bring Ellen back in.
Okay.
Kristen's gonna grab her.
Sorry, Ellen, I didn't get it.
That's right. Did he make it?
He made it.
All set.
It was close.
We had a
It was
long
a nail
discussion.
biter. Well, I have to say, I'm very proud of my husband. When he married me 30 years ago, I don't think he ever thought he would be as involved in as many things and either volunteering or getting volunteered for things all the time. So I'm very proud of him, and I know he'll be a good addition to the IDA. Okay. Next on the agenda is the police activity report. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any questions or comments? If not, could I have a motion to accept the police activity report?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is the fire department report. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any questions or comments? I always say, if I want everybody to notice, we give so many more
Oh, yeah.
assistance
Usually,
than we
yeah.
get, and that's fine. That
Mhm.
means things are good, but, I think Waterville was here twice today, so.
Yep.
Could I have a motion to accept the fire department report?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
I'm sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is the approval of claims. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any questions? Maggie and Anthony and Michelle too are always eager to answer any of our questions. If not, could I have a motion to pay the bills?
Make the motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is consideration of the monthly report of the treasurer. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any questions or comments? If not, could I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of the monthly report of the parking violation. We had a few parking violations there on our, street cleaning, so, does anyone have any questions? Did anyone here get a ticket? Could I have a motion to accept the monthly report of the Parking Violation Bureau?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of adjustments, and re-levying of the water and sewer bills. Everyone has a copy. Anyone have any questions or comments? If not, could I have a motion to, make the adjustments in the re-levy?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of the setting of public hearing date to consider proposed local law number 2 for 2024 to amend section 169-17 of the Code of the Village of Green Island, which is zoning. Mag.
So if you recall, last month we did this as well. This is for the Planned Development District for the Factory Town development, the north end of the Fort parcel. We set it last month for tonight with the hopes that we would be ready to have the public hearing and vote on the approval of the PDD. However, we did have site plans for that were detailed enough to give us the authority to move forward with establishing a negative declaration. However, Joe Romano has requested that we continue to do a full technical review of those site plans, so they're not final. We cannot go forward with the PDD until we have final site plans, so the ball is back in the developer's court as far as addressing Joe Romano's comments and submitting final site plans. There is the option of this may be canceled again next month, and we may have to do it again the following month, but we want to set the date in the event that we do have all the materials ready to do the PDD if we get them in time for next month. If not, we will have to postpone it again and schedule it for another month out. Any questions on that?
And we have to send the final plans to Albany County.
Correct. The final site plans, because of the proximity of the project, it's within 500 feet of the municipal boundaries. We have to send them to both the city of Cohoes and the county of Albany for approval. And the Albany County Planning Board has a very specific schedule that we have to adhere to. So that will also play into this scheduling kind of mix here.
Does anyone have any questions?
A lot of juggling there.
Yeah, it is.
So could I have a motion to set a public hearing for our next board meeting on July 15th?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing the mayor to sign the U.S. Department of HUD Civil Rights Certification Form for Section 8. Do we have a copy of that?
Yeah, you signed.
Okay. No, I know that.
Yes,
I didn't
yep,
know
it's
if
just
they
an
had it.
annual form that, for the reporting purposes.
For reporting
Yep.
for section 8.
Okay. Could I have a motion?
So
Make a
moved.
motion to accept. Second.
I think we got a third in there.
A little slow on the draw.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of ratifying the village treasurer authorizing the submission of a Department of Criminal Justice Services guarantee attestation to receive $162,500 in grant funding from the state's law enforcement technology program.
Yeah, so we, received a grant in the amount of $162,500 for, technology, affiliated with safety, with the police department. This grant is a little bit different in that we get the money first. It's not a reimbursement grant. We get the money first and then we track it on our end of expenses of items paid out of this grant. So when we got the award notice that we received the grant funding, we wanted to waste no time. So Anthony went ahead and signed for that money to be transferred to us. So we're basically just ratifying Anthony's action of authorizing that money to be received by the village.
And we're already doing some things on that. We wanna get a lot more cameras around and things like that. Even in the village office, we were talking today in that vestibule where people come in, you know, it's a lot better now that we have a locked door there and everything, but still in all, there's a lot of crazies out there in the world, and, you know, our ladies are downstairs all by themselves, and I'll feel better if we have
Yeah, if
something.
anyone has any ideas, feel free to share them. We purchased cameras for DPW in the substation, and then we did purchase equipment for this room, it's not up yet, for the municipal center so that we can hold ongoing training here. So we bought a big TV, a smart TV that would allow us, the fire department's request to hold state quarterly trainings here. Gives us an opportunity to not only be the host of the trainings, but for our guys to attend locally, so we wouldn't have costs and travel.
Any questions? If not, could I have a motion to ratify the village treasurer's authorization?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is the monthly recap submitted by the DPW and GIPRA. Fellas, they've been busy. I said earlier, not as busy as they were last month. I think we had like 5 pages of it last month, but they're out there every day. And just one thing that we did this year, we always have them cut down all the growth on at the river park because you can't see the river anymore. And we like to get it done before the concerts start. So the gig crew, with the money that they make up there doing burgers and dogs and everything else, we're paying a landscaper to come in. So it's not coming out of village money, it's coming out of the concert money. So we're gonna pay a landscaper, and they've started doing it, but that's always a problem because our guys, usually somebody ends up with poison ivy and everything else, so they were very happy when I told them.
Can't use that program with the jail anymore?
Huh?
We can't do the program with the jail
I
anymore?
don't think they have it
I don't
anymore.
think
Okay,
they do it
all right.
Yeah, that was
Worked
good.
out really well, yeah.
It was good, because
Yes.
we'd feed and the inmates loved it, and you had to
Yeah.
be a good person.
Yes.
You had to be a good inmate to
Yeah.
be able to do it, so
Yeah.
it's too bad it doesn't work anymore, but I think it's because their staffing is so low. So could I have a motion, to accept the work report from GIP and DPW?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Does the board have any other business? I just want to talk a little bit, I know you all got an email from Maggie, and you probably saw it in the Times Union yesterday. Billy Rice has been, he's going to be sworn in as the new police chief in Waterville. It's a loss for us. It's a real good gain for them. He's a terrific guy. He's done a lot. We worked so hard to get his appointment and everything with civil service and everything else. He is gonna stay on part-time, probably for the rest of the year, to wrap up some things, because he and Maggie have, what, $1 million worth of grants
Yeah.
going right now. So, he is gonna stay on, and, Kristen is gonna help out with taking some of the burdens that Maggie has, because, you know, besides putting out the everyday fires, she's going all the time, so, we're gonna work it out, and it's fine because we have a municipal agreement with GIBA, so we can do that, so. You'll be seeing more of Kristen around the village office, and you'll still be seeing Billy, but I don't know how this guy keeps the schedule that he keeps, but it's an opportunity of a lifetime for him, and I would never do anything to, it's a dream he always had, and thought it wasn't gonna happen, and when it came up, he had literally people from the chief over there calling him and saying, you know, you really need to put in for this and everything, so he got it, and, but I will say he was very upfront. He came to me and told me when he was gonna go interview and everything else, so it wasn't anything.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, he was very transparent about everything. I was hoping he wouldn't get it. Don't put that in the minutes. But I would never do anything to stop him, and gave him a very good recommendation with Waterloo's mayor, so. You know, when God gives you lemons, you make lemonade. We've always had a great relationship with Waterloo, with our police departments and our fire departments, but I think this is gonna be an opportunity to do even more. So, we'll make the best of it. We always do.
He's a good
What?
fit. He's a very good fit over there.
Oh, yeah. He's a good fit anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
His system-
Maggie will tell,
Yeah.
you give him something, he comes back 15 minutes later, and he's already made a connection with somebody, and he's got things in the work. Did we say anything about Tara before?
Oh, we have not, but yeah.
Yeah. The other bad news is, Tara Bourgeois, who is worth her weight in gold, in our office, is going to retire the end of September. She wants to be able, she has a daughter, in New York that has a couple kids, and she wants to be able to go down there to give her some help, cause she doesn't have any other family down that way that can help her. So she's she'd like to leave now, but she has said she will stay on through the summer, so that when all the other ladies are taking their summer vacations, we're not short-staffed down there, so. We are really gonna miss Tara. She has the patience of a saint. I mean, I've heard some of the conversations on the phone that she keeps her cool, and I don't know how she does it, but, so, that's gonna be a loss. So if you know of anyone who has a little bit of background in, being nice to people when they are. But also she does a lot of check writing and other things and bookkeeping, and she keeps track of all of the Thursday, trash days, the paid pickups, and she does everything. So if you know of anybody, please have them pick up an application and put it in, so. Anybody got anything else?
Yes,
What?
ma'am. Just wondering if, I don't know if we can do something here on George Street, but I almost got killed the other day coming out of Market Street, taking a right. And, you know, now typically I just go down the light. I mean, it happened to be 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Krista was driving, we're taking a right coming out, you know,
Yeah.
off of Market. Is there anything that can be done about?
Well, George Street is tough to do because it isn't a Green Island road.
No, I know.
It's a county road, and we've been trying, and
I
we'll
have an
start-
update on that, which I haven't even filled Dylan in on yet, but if, you noticed there was,
A traffic count.
Yeah,
the
traffic.
counters, that
Yeah.
was from the county.
Okay.
So Bill had reached out to them, because after the last, accident we had there.
Yeah.
So they had counters on George, both before and after
Mhm.
that intersection, and on Market, I believe. So that is the first step, but Ellen is right, it is a county road. They have to do all their traffic engineering studies. We have talked about putting stop signs at certain intersections along George Street, but we need their approval to do so. So we did focus on that one area to start, and then we're waiting for them to get back to us with a reply, but we have had them out here.
I did see them
Yes.
putting those things, I was like, well, at least somebody is.
We can't put them at every corner, I'd love to put them at every
Oh,
corner, but
I-
we can't do that, but where we were targeting was Clinton Street, because you have police cars coming out in emergency and the fire truck coming out in an emergency, so if that was a four-way stop, that would be very good. And the other place where we're gonna see somebody get killed is at, Bleecker Street, at George, when they're, dropping off their kids or picking up their kids at school. My kitchen window's right there, and when I'm doing my dishes, I can't tell you how many near misses, cause people on Bleecker blow right through there, and,
Yeah, this
so we
guy
got-
came inches from my car, and he goes around us.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, we pulled over. We would pull over in front of the Vagabond Club. I go, you're all right? She goes, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, cause
It
that.
does shake you.
Yeah, I mean, the guy was like, and he was flying down George Street. I think they either come off the bridge or they come off 787
Yeah.
and they hit George Street, and it's just like, you know, I was like.
So we have been working on that for a while, but like I said, they
No,
have
I
to
know,
do their
it is a county
engineering
road,
studies.
everybody, you know,
Yeah.
thank you, that's all.
Anything else?
Quick question, the veterans banners that are.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna be putting something in the newsletter this month, because the two people that did all the work on that were Kristen and my husband Mark, and they have both said that they will do it again.
Okay,
But
because the
we-
sun is
We have
really
to
treating
take,
them
well,
badly.
we've had some, they got ripped and came down. But we said from the beginning, they've been up 5 years now. I didn't think it was that
Oh,
long.
I thought they were up 3.
No, they've been up
Okay.
5. Mark looked it up and he said, you realized it? Because he's trying to check with Stripes to see if they'll give us the same price on the banners. And we had a lot of people, after the banners all went up, they came and said, well, we'd like to get a banner, but we said from the beginning, we do one run and then that's it. And when the banners are not respectful anymore, which a lot of them are not now, they'll all be taken down at the same time. And we're gonna give people an opportunity. Now, it costs $200 to do it before, because the hardware alone was $100 for each pole.
Really?
Yeah, and the banners were close to $100. So if someone wants to renew a banner they already have, they only have to pay $100 because the hardware's still good.
Oh.
But if someone hasn't had a thing before, they'd have to pay the $200 because we have to get more hardware. But I'm gonna put something in the newsletter this month about it, and we'll, you know, we may have some people that got them before, but everybody in the family is gone now, so
Yeah.
we may not have anybody to reach out to. But we also know that because we still get questions sometimes from people saying they'd like to get one, so.
Yeah, some of them are just starting to look shabby
Oh,
from
no,
the elements
there's,
and.
some of them and it's the quality of some of the pictures. Some still look brand new.
Yes, they do. Some do.
They've had more color in them. But even like, there's one for my husband there, he was in the Air Force, and it was one of those kind of white pictures, and he looks like Casper the Ghost up there. You know. But, people are gonna have the opportunity, we'll roll them and label them. We'll put them at the village office, sorry, and people can come in and pick them up, but.
What about me?
Yeah, you're on the second floor now. They can take them if they want, because, they may wanna hang them someplace in their house or in
yeah.
their yard, and, so we are gonna do that. I'm glad you
Okay.
brought that up.
That was a coincidence.
Alan, two things. Are they gonna?
Oh, you only get one.
Okay, I'll share with you. Are you only gonna put them in the same place they are, or are you gonna expand on it?
We can expand if we've got
Okay.
more room going up both on Cohoes Avenue
Okay.
and on,
And
Cannon.
the second one's not a really question. When it comes time that they're going to do it, I'll be more than happy to jump in, assist Kristen and Mark
Okay.
in doing that.
Well, they have a pretty good system. She was the record keeper and stuff, and Mark actually designed all those and
Oh, I
did all
thought
that.
maybe he got, hold her up and she put them
No,
up.
no, the DPW and the GIPA guys put them up. But there was a tremendous amount of work that went into doing
I
that.
was there at the beginning
And just proofing everything, and the one thing Mark does want to change, which makes more work for him, he wants to put the names on 2 lines so that they can make the font bigger. so that he can read it better.
Sure.
So, and that means he has to go in and change every one of them, but
Right.
he said he's willing to do it, so.
Okay.
Anything else? Wow, we did pretty good, 25 minutes. I'd like to recognize Dr. K back there.
Hello.
We were together over in Waterville. The Waterville Housing Authority does a program every year for laptops for seniors. And I think, well, there are only 3 there, but there are 5 kids from Heatley that were getting them, aren't there?
Correct.
And it's a great program because most of the kids that are there to get these probably couldn't get a laptop on their own. So it really is a good help, a good aid for them going into college. And I found out today that they do have to at least finish their first year where they take back the laptops. I did not know that before. So if you got skin in the game, you know. So anything else? All right. Well, thank you very much. Our next meeting is July 15th at 6:20. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
I make the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's carried. Thank you, everyone. And everyone stay well hydrated and in the air conditioning as much as you can. We'll have to wait and see how things